Hi, welcome back to the Aligned Family Wellness podcast, YouTube channel, and Facebook page. Today, we are going to be talking about sensory overload in kiddos. It's perfect timing with 4th of July coming up. And so, we're going to talk about what is sensory overload and why chiropractic care can actually help with that. So, if you notice that your child is already dreading summer celebrations and get-togethers, you start to feel anxious about meltdowns and tantrums and tears that seem to accompany these fireworks displays or holiday gatherings. If you're like many of the parents we meet, you've tried everything. You wear the noise canceling headphones, watching fireworks from afar, or you have to avoid the celebrations altogether. But what if I told you that these strategies, although meaning only address the signs, not the actual root cause of your child's sensory overload? Studies show that up to 1 in 6 children struggle with sensory processing challenges. And for these kiddos, events like 4th of July aren't just uncomfortable, they can be genuinely overwhelming and even painful. But here's what most physicians aren't telling you: your child's extreme reaction to fireworks and celebrations isn't simply about loud noises or bright lights. It's often a sign of deeper neurologic imbalance that can be properly addressed, not just managed through avoidance. So, this video is for parents of children who struggle with sensory overload, especially during high stimulating events like 4th of July. You're just tired of managing these traits instead of addressing the real root cause of your child's challenges. We are revealing the surprising connection between your child's birth experience, nervous system development, and then their current sensory struggles. You'll discover why traditional approaches fall short and how neurologically focused chiropractic care can help transform your child's ability to handle celebrations and everyday sensory challenges alike. So, we're going to tell you about a kiddo that his name is Logan. His story may sound familiar. So, for his first few years of life, Logan struggled with severe sensory overload, and his family couldn't take him anywhere in public. Couldn't go grocery shopping, restaurants, no loud events, no fireworks. His parents dreaded social gatherings and worried about him starting school. His sensory challenges were so extreme that once he cut himself, he didn't even register the pain, and he only was bothered by the blood running down his arm. So traditional approaches weren't helping, and his family felt just isolated and hopeless. But after receiving his neurologically focused care that addressed this root cause of his sensory processing, he's a thriving honor roll student who can enjoy family celebrations, including 4th of July. His transformation from a child trapped by sensory overload to one who can fully participate in life experiences shows what's possible when we address the real underlying cause rather than just managing symptoms. So let's understand the nervous system connection to sensory overload. Sensory overload isn't just about external triggers like loud noises and bright lights. It's a sign that your child's nervous system is stuck in a state of fight or flight, making normal sensory input feeling threatening or overwhelming to them. This state, which we call sympathetic dominance, means your child's brain is constantly on high alert, unable to properly filter and process sensory information from their environment. So, what makes the 4th of July particularly challenging is that it combines multiple intense sensory experiences simultaneously: loud noises, bright flashing lights, crowds, smells, sparklers, barbecue, and disrupted routines. When your child's nervous system is already struggling to process everyday sensory information, these holiday celebrations can become the perfect storm that pushes them over the edge into complete overload. So, the root cause of your child's sensory challenges is often a condition called dysautonomia, which is an imbalance between the fight or flight, that sympathetic nervous system, and the rest and digest parasympathetic nervous system. This imbalance is frequently caused by subluxation, which is essentially interference in the communication between the brain and the body, particularly affecting the vagus nerve, the master controller of the parasympathetic nervous system. Surprisingly, this subluxation often begins at birth, especially when interventions like C-sections, forceps, vacuum, or induction are involved, creating what we call overlooked and dismissed birth trauma. When the vagus nerve is compromised by birth trauma, your child's nervous system gets stuck in an overactive sympathetic state, making it nearly impossible for them to naturally calm and regulate themselves. So, traditional approaches to this sensory overload focus primarily on avoidance strategies. skipping fireworks, using noise canceling headphones, or creating sensory friendly environments. While these strategies can help in the moment, they don't address the underlying neurologic dysfunction that makes your child hypersensitive in the first place. Medications that attempt to damper your child's responses often come with unwanted side effects and don't fix root neurologic imbalance. Even therapy approaches like sensory integration therapy or occupational therapy, they're still beneficial, but they are less effective if the underlying nervous system dysfunction isn't addressed first. At Align Family Wellness, we take a fundamentally different approach by addressing the root cause of your child's sensory challenges, the subluxation and the dysautonomia affecting their nervous system. We always start with a comprehensive insight scan, particularly the neurospinal EMG scan, which allows us to measure the location and the severity of nervous system stress and tension in your child's body. These scans help us identify the nociception or neurologic noise that's disrupting your child's ability to process information properly, creating what we often call noisy brain syndrome. Our precise, gentle adjustments then target these areas of subluxation, helping to restore balance between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system and allowing your child's brain to better filter and process sensory input. Imagine your child actually looking forward to 4th of July celebrations, get togethers, and summer parties instead of dreading them. Picture your family enjoying fireworks together without having to leave early because someone's having a meltdown. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's what we see regularly when children receive chiropractic care that addresses their root cause of their sensory challenges. Like Logan, who transformed from a child unable to handle even simple outings to a thriving honor roll student, your child has the potential to overcome sensory overload when the underlying nervous system dysfunction is addressed. The difference isn't just noticeable during big events, it impacts every aspect of your child's development, learning, and quality of life. We would love to help your child's nervous system find balance so they can experience all the joy this summer has to offer. So if you're ready, we invite you to schedule a consultation and insight scans, the first step to finding the root cause and getting momentum back to conquer sensory overload.